In 1571, the Yucatan public became sick to the plague. One man tracked down a plant and alongside others, drank it. The substance turned individuals blue and made them unequipped for taking in air. They immediately moved to the sea and made a civilization in the profound water, Tolokan. One of the ones who ingested the plant had a child named Kukulkan. The child grew up to become leader of Tolokan. At the point when Finn passed on, she requested to be covered on the land. Kukulkan drove a few watchmen up to the land where he saw a development. They went after the human advancement to account for his mom's entombment. One of the residents referred to him as Namor, signifying the kid without affection. Shuri works in her lab, making a respectable attempt to make a counterfeit heart-molded spice to use for her sibling and Wakanda's top dog, Chala, who is passing on from a disease. Ramonda gradually strolls into the lab, declaring the ruler's passing. After a year, Wakanda is experiencing difficulty with different countries needing their vibranium. The Dora Milaje discover French military men attempting to take from their station. Afterward, Ramonda converses with the unified countries and uncovers the French's endeavor to take. She reminds the nations that despite the fact that the Dark Jaguar is gone, they will in any case battle. At a mining station, Americans mine in the sea utilizing a vibranium locator that was made by MIT understudy Riri Williams. They utilize this to find vibranium in the sea. Abruptly they go under assault by Talacanals who don't need them taking their vibranium. The final helicopter of survivors is struck somewhere around Namor. In Wakanda, Ramonda and Shuri go to the water and grieve the year since Chala's passing. They consume their memorial service pieces of clothing to imply the finish of the grieving time frame, in spite of Shuri not being totally prepared for this. Namor then, at that point, shows up, traversing the line by going under the water. He uncovers to them the presence of Tolokan and believes their assistance should prevent outsiders from taking vibranium. He additionally makes sense of that Wakanda isn't the main spot that has vibranium, Tolokan has it as well. Ramonda reprimands him, stressed of his presence. He lets them know he will kill the researcher who created the machine and that they can help him, however they can't hinder him. Shuri and Okoye go to meet Everett Ross, who gives them the name and area of the youthful researcher, regardless of conceivably offering private data. Okoye and Shuri then go to Cambridge, Massachusetts to track down Williams. They follow her to her carport where she uncovers that she is chipping away at an Iron Man-type defensive layer. Notwithstanding, they are trailed by the FBI. The three move away, Okoye in a vehicle, Shuri in a cruiser, and Williams in her protective layer. Unexpectedly, they are met by Talacanals, Atuma, and Namora. A short clash closes in Shuri and Williams getting caught. Ross shows up at the scene the following day and meets with his ex, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. He likewise tracks down Kimoyo globules and conceals them. In Wakanda, a maddened sovereign Ramonda denounces Okoye for losing Shuri, which is exacerbated by past occurrences, for example, when she apparently favored Killmonger when he usurped the privileged position, and flames her from her situation as broad. Shuri and Williams awaken in Tolokan. Namor shows Shuri the progress, attempting to persuade her regarding his goals, in any event, giving her his mom's armband. Nonetheless, she differs in killing Williams. In the meantime, Ramonda goes to Haiti to see Nakia, who had left Wakanda 6 years earlier. She requests that Nakia track down Shuri for her. Nakia does a few spying and sorts out the area. She then, at that point, breaks Williams and Shuri out as Ramonda converses with Namor about his arrangement. They return to Wakanda, however just for additional torture as Namor and his kin attack. They flood the city causing a hard and fast conflict. Namor deals with all of the Wakandan vehicles prior to flooding the royal chamber holding Ramonda and Williams. Williams begins suffocating, so Ramonda swims to save her. She can get Williams to somewhere safe, however just to suffocate all the while. Shuri grieves her mom's passing as Namor tells her she is sovereign at this point. He and his kin then leave the country. In the meantime, Allegra de Fontaine figures out that Ross has been speaking with Wakanda this entire time and has him captured. M'Baku converses with Shuri after the burial service and gives her ethical judgment that she shouldn't kill Namor. He then, at that point, tells her he will give lodging to the uprooted Wakandans following the assault. Shuri then utilizes Namor's mom's wristband to make the counterfeit heart-formed spice, which at long last works. She goes to the astral plane subsequent to taking it and is welcomed by Eric Killmonger, who claims they are something similar. They contend a peace before Shuri claims she will kill Namor out of retribution. Shuri awakens and makes herself a suit. She then, at that point, drops into a gathering among M'Baku and the older folks as the Dark Puma. In arrangement of the fight, Shuri and Williams understand that they could debilitate Namor by warming his body up to where it can't get oxygen. They then make a second Ironheart protective layer. Shuri gives Okoye a new protective layer, acting similar as Iron Man's also, called the 12 PM Heavenly Messengers. Okoye initiates Annika to be separated of her two-lady group. In the sea, they utilize a vessel to bait the Talacanals into a snare. The fight begins as Namor appears to acquire the upper hand. In any case, Dark Jaguar traps him in an illustrious claw contender as they remove off from the fight. In the interim, the Dora Milaje battle the Talacanals on the vessel while the Jabari clan, Nakia, and the others fight the ones on top. Ironheart and the 12 PM Heavenly Messengers deal with the airborne Talacanals. Dark Puma warms up the Regal Claw contender, debilitating Namor, however he starts to break out with his lance. Dark Jaguar shoots an impact from her vibranium gloves which detonates the entire boat, sending the two enemies into the island beneath. The two battle some more until Namor skewers Shuri. Be that as it may, rather than polishing her off, he is more stressed over getting to the water before he kicks the bucket. A harmed Dark Jaguar breaks free and gets before the limping Namor. She then hollers Wakanda for eternity as she shields up, sending an impact from the detonating claw contender into Namor. He is set burning as he implodes. She remains over him to polish him off, however recollects her sibling, Chala. With these recollections of the man he was, she chooses to save Namor's life the length of he gets back to Talokan. Namor has appreciation for the Dark Jaguar and joins her as they return to the battle scene and advise everybody to quit battling. Yet again Dark Jaguar then, at that point, shouts Wakanda until the end of time as the rest rehash it back. In the result, Williams gets back to MIT without her reinforcement as the Wakandans need no discussion with letting her keep it. Shuri leaves for Haiti as opposed to trying for the privileged position, which at last is tested by M'Baku. Afterward, Namor paints in his room as Atuma welcomes him. Namor guarantees her that their new collusion with Wakanda will be helpful. While heading to jail, Okoye breaks Ross out of guardianship. In Haiti, Shuri meets with Nakia prior to leaving for the ocean side where she consumes her burial service stylized robe, permitting her to lament at last. In a mid-credits scene, Shuri discovers that Nakia and Chala have a child, Toussaint, who Nakia has been bringing up stealthily distant from the tension of the lofty position. Toussaint uncovers his Wakandan name is Chala.